Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Thank God It's a Monday. And today we're going to be talking about how to build a successful business in Zimbabwe. A lot of people have been complaining, giving blame to a lot of things: the government, the economy, your neighbors, even your children. But then, really, is it the case? Let's find out today in the session. Thank God It's a Monday. How are you, Mr. Tamuka and Mr. J?
Hi,
Hey,
Taku.
Chagu.
I'm
Thank
alright.
God it's a Monday.
Thank God.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what do you think about building successful business in Zimbabwe?
Thank you so much, Chagu. So Zimbabwe is just like any other country, and one thing that I actually find amazing, if you take a person who comes maybe from Nigeria, they'll actually look at Zimbabwe and they'll say, "Wow, you guys, you actually don't know how much you are blessed and the amount of resources that we have in terms of people." If you look at it in terms of people, in terms of natural resources. So now, if you actually look at the question of how do you build a successful business in Zimbabwe, business is actually described in simple terms. I think the richest man in Zimbabwe has actually said it to say building a business is just about finding a need and reaching out to solve it. So you actually find that most of the problems that we complain about in Zimbabwe are actually business opportunities for some people. And basically, it's just about looking at your environment, seeing that there is something that is not working, and then asking yourself now, as an entrepreneur, to say, how can I actually come in? This problem is bothering a lot of people. How can I actually come in and solve it? Which is just basically looking at the problems and then coming up with solutions to those problems.
Wow. So that's how easy it is to start a business.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mr. J?
mm, Take it up. What I think is Zimbabwe has got a conducive environment for two groups of people.
Yeah,
That's the people with the right attitude and
mhm,
the people with the negative attitude.
exactly.
If you want to choose the later, you'll be at a disadvantage because why? You might choose to blame everything. Like currently, you've got the COVID 19.
Yeah.
You might say the economy is poor.
Mhm,
You might talk of a stable political environment. You can have whatever you want to mention.
mhm,
You might blame everyone.
mhm.
But to be honest, like what Tamogo was saying, the foreigners, they actually see otherwise. If you see the people with the right attitude, the right mentality, people who are ready to make it even when things are very difficult,
Mhm.
can easily succeed in Zimbabwe. Why?
Exactly.
Most of the people, there are very few people with a positive attitude.
Mhm.
I think people with a positive attitude, they might be less than 5% in the whole Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
The 95% are the people are busy complaining.
Mhm.
If you make it in Zimbabwe, it's either they're connected to a certain political party. It's either you're stealing or you are using a snack.
Yeah.
Those are the many people what they actually think.
Mhm.
But to see the opportunities which are in Zimbabwe, we are a rich country in terms of resources. We have we've got a peaceful environment for us to do business. Yes, we've got the challenges, like even America has got its own challenges.
Yes.
We have got our own share of challenges. But what I think is Zimbabwe has got minerals, we've got good weather, which is might be the best in Africa. We've got our soil is very good for agriculture. We have got good tourism sources, Vic Falls, Mutalas, the Falls, Vumba Mountains, Nyankani Mountains. So we've got a huge selection. I think we've got each and every, the top six minerals are all in Zimbabwe. They're in Zimbabwe. The Great Dyke is very rich. So for you to cry and just say, I'm waiting for the government to give me food, I'm waiting for government to give me a job. You see, even right now, most of the people are not even applying for the jobs.
Yeah.
They think that people are not employing, but we are actually employing people every week. So Zimbabwe is a country, it has got a lot of opportunities, and it's up to someone to realize that we as Zimbabweans, we can actually make it in Zimbabwe. Thank you.
So the problem comes in when people are blaming the nation, like thinking that by the fact that they are Zimbabwean, then they're at a disadvantage. Or we're saying that it's just this majority norm that's been roaming around in Zimbabwe, giving people some negative feelings and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe looking at it, there is something which other Malala said that was very prominent. He actually mentioned that Zimbabwe is a conducive environment for complaining.
Exactly.
If you actually maybe look towards any direction, you definitely find something to complain about. You never lack in terms of complaints and how these things go. So essentially now looking at it, because it's not a matter of environment. If you want to be innovative, the environment is not a restriction in most cases. And looking at it, like right now in this generation, I think we are actually part of the most advantaged generation of human beings on the planet. If you actually maybe go back into history, maybe some we can just say maybe some 60 years ago, right? When you went to sleep, when you woke up, all right, you go to work, you work from 8 to 5. You could not work any further. Why? Because there was no lighting at night. There was no internet. For you to get information, you actually had to go into a library.
Exactly.
But now we are saying that all these things, these mobile phones, you can learn whatever you want to learn in terms of maybe your skills development. It's not a matter of saying that you have to go into a classroom to learn a new skill, but you're actually able now to learn any skill that you want. And in addition now to actually maybe learning those new skills, you're able to export them. To just maybe look beyond Zimbabwe to say, all right, I have this particular skill that is so valuable. I said maybe from Zimbabwe. Yes, I am in Zimbabwe. Where else? Who else can I actually now offer this skill to? I know a lot of young people who are doing great things, offering maybe outsourcing services to Americans, outsourcing services to people in the UK, because they have actually realized the value to say, all right, the internet, it goes way beyond the memes that we are used to, or the jokes, or the gossip stories, or everything. But if we actually now look at it in an innovative way to say, all right, how are Nigerians doing it in terms of maybe generating using online platforms to generate income? And we actually now look even in the context of our environment, because by actually maybe exporting your skills, you are actually earning foreign currency for the country. And by doing so, you're actually helping build the Zimbabwean story. So it's not a matter of maybe looking towards saying, all right, there are a lot of things to complain about. And if you begin complaining 50 years down the line, you're still going to be complaining. Because even in those countries that have brilliant economies, there are still people who are poor. It just happens in every economy that is there. But it's just about looking at it in an innovative manner to see which way can I actually maybe utilize this knowledge, this advantage that I have to bring in positive results.
Wow, wow. I then came up with something. We have developed the base, right? And then we're saying it's easy to start a business. We're saying the problems are the solutions, and the solutions are the business. So, how now am I going to turn this solution that I'm giving to the country into a successful business? Because just recently I had an interview with one guy, he's from Netherlands, and he was saying that a lot of Zimbabweans are entrepreneurs. One, the first problem is formalizing. The second problem is they are lazy to go beyond. Like you work up to 5, like what you're saying, but then you get the electricity and you're going home. Now, how am I going to turn this problem that I've solved into a successful business?